For Indie Sports Now, I'm Joe Smeltzer. This is Jarrod Prugar. And Jarrod, you expected Penn State to win this game rather easily. I was expecting a little more of a grinder. You were right, but I don't know if you expected a 31-0 win over Iowa, but that's what we got out here.
I expected Penn State to be a little bit dominant, a little bit more dominant than I think others did. I just didn't have very much confidence in the Iowa offense, but their defense is typically pretty good. But I didn't expect this type of total domination, and it was in most phases of the game. But defensively, they smothered the crap out of Iowa, and offensively for Penn State, they dominated the point of attack, and not just the starters, but the second string came in and got 88 yards in the fourth quarter, and that's the type of play that you need going into Big Ten play.
Yeah, Penn State's covered the spread in all 4 games. They are 4-0, which is the most important thing. The offense has also scored 30 or more points 11 times in a row now, which is a nice feather in the cap of Mike Yurcich. That streak will, let's face it, very likely get to 12 next week at Northwestern, as Northwestern is probably the worst team in the Big Ten, and Penn State doesn't really have any challenges ahead of it until a very big challenge at Ohio State October 23rd. But, Jarrod, you talked about the defense. The offense, Drew Aller didn't exactly light up the box score, but the first 4 touchdown performance of his career. What did you see out of him tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was poised. I thought he had a lot of composure. He's not making mistakes, and I think that's the biggest thing. He's not always going to light up the scoreboard. We haven't really seen him air it out. We also haven't really seen him have a need to air the ball out. And he's controlling the football. He's not making mistakes, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. He's making 2 or 3 mistakes a game, and they're not getting penalized on them, and they're not really getting hurt by them. Whereas maybe last year, it's 2 or 3 games, 2 or 3 mistakes a half, and they do kind of turn the other way. But for him, for a first-year starter, being starting quarterback in 2 of the biggest crowds in Beaver Stadium history, he's having a pretty good year so far.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good year for Penn State. Believe it or not, we are 1/3 of the way through the regular season. Penn State was expected to be 4-0. They are 4-0. How would you grade the way things have went so far? I would say I give them a B+, maybe an A- after the night. I'll have to spend some more time thinking about that. What's your grade at this point so far?
I think an A is totally fine. We expected them to be dominant at times, and they've done just that. They're winning games by 3 scores, even when they probably shouldn't win them by 3 scores, and I'm referencing the Illinois game. But they're doing exactly what they need to do. They're controlling the ball. They have not turned the ball over yet this year. And I think when you look at it that way, they're playing some pretty good football right now. They have Northwestern and UMass, a bye week, and then it's Ohio State. And I think that's the one that everybody's looking for. Ohio State, of course, walked it off. Northwestern won against Minnesota tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
It'll be very interesting. Ohio State got an unexpected win over Notre Dame tonight in dramatic fashion, a walk-off, in which we've been so busy here, I haven't seen the play yet, but from what I understand, Notre Dame had 10 men on the field for the last play.
Yeah, 10 men on the field, and Ohio State ran right at the defensive end that was missing, and it worked, obviously. And then Ryan Day, of course, called out Will Holtz, and James Franklin would never call out somebody like that. Just kidding. But again, Penn State's being able to control the line of scrimmage. The offensive line didn't look very good at the beginning of the game, but it's still, they outlasted and they held the ball for 45 minutes of offense. And I think when you look at it in that grand scheme of things, I don't think anything like that has happened in quite some time.
No, and we'll see what this season brings. It feels like it's flying by, but there's still 8 games left. Plus, we know Penn State's going to be in a bowl game. What we don't know is if they'll be in the Big Ten championship game, but they definitely have a shot at it, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do. They have a couple of more big tests coming up. Obviously, you want to maintain being healthy, which is huge for them. Again, knock on wood, they've only lost a couple of guys here to injury. I don't know if Trey Wallace was on the field again today. I believe Nega again is out. But one of those situations where if they can stay healthy for Ohio State and get into Ohio State healthy and undefeated, then that's the first step in getting to the Big Ten championship. The next step is taking down Michigan. Look, that game's going to be here, and what I would expect is another 110,000 plus stadium. Maybe for once, Michigan will actually get it right and not say that it's the biggest crowd of the day.
Did you look at the ticket prices for Michigan yet? Obviously, we won't have to buy tickets, but did you get a glance at them? Somebody posted on Twitter. They were not cheap.
It's
at all.
far out of my price range as a school teacher, so I defer to StubHub, but I have not taken a look at them yet, though I would imagine they're only going to get higher and higher as the game starts. The game gets closer and closer.
All right, we got more than a month and a half until Penn State, Michigan. We got a little less than a month until Penn State, Ohio State. Northwestern should be a win. UMass, both of those should definitely be wins and lopsided wins. And plus, Penn State's bye week is after the Northwestern game, so the weekend of October 6th. But we'll still be doing coverage of tonight's game from Nittany Sports Now, and myself and Jarrod. Give us a read on our website. Follow us on Twitter at Nittany Sports N. Follow my account. I'm at Joe Smeltzer 775. Jarrod's J Prugar 26. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Free for free. Okay. Well, thanks for following along with Nittany Sports Now. Penn State 31.